Hey guys, how we doing? It's Matt JJPA here. Another video. This video I'm going to be talking to you about the first year of PA school, or the didactic year. Um, in my case, it was the first half of a 2-year program, and this is the part of the program where you're going to be given all the information in the classroom. You're going to be in the classroom this whole time, and your teacher's going to be giving you as much information as they can on medicine, anatomy, pharmacology, your clinical applications or your clinical skills, and just the medicine class alone is where you're going to be getting your cardiology, your neurology, pulmonary, um, endocrine, all your systems. That's just one class alone, which is a ton of information. And also, you're going to get you'll have a pathophysiology class as well as a lab science class, um, and where you learn about your different labs and stuff, and how to read labs and so forth. And so I'm just talking to you about my experience and with my program, as far as the format that I had to follow. Maybe some schools, other programs combine courses. They might combine pharmacology with lab science, or pathophys with medicine. I'm not really sure, but my class, in my program, we had everything was all separate classes. And if you're anybody like me, it could be very challenging, the volume of information that you're given. And as well, someone who hasn't been in the school for a couple years, taking exams can be difficult. And most of the exams were multiple choice. That might sound easy, but when you narrow it down to two possible answers that could 50-50 be the correct answer, and that happens many cases, it can be pretty challenging. So um, just kind of going to talk to you a little bit about some studying methods that I did. Um, and Pretty much all throughout PA school, besides didactic year, I pretty much had to sacrifice and put my regular life on hold. I had to put everything that I love to do and put that on hold. I couldn't, and I couldn't go to the gym. I stopped going to the gym. I tried to balance it out, and this is just me. Um, no gym, no going out as much. I mean, once in a while. Um, a lot of things that I love to do, I had to put on hold because I was always studying. I had to constantly be studying nonstop. Now, I don't always recommend that to everyone. It's good to take breaks and every now and then get out, and kind of refresh and just take some breaks. But with me, I personally, I always had to be studying, um, no matter what. And when I stopped studying, I just felt like I didn't study enough, or I'm not really sure if I, everything I needed to study. Um, so that's pretty much the outlook on the didactic year. Um, there's different ways to go about with studying. Coming into PA school, I thought, okay, um, I was used to writing out my notes, and as the teacher was teaching the course and going over PowerPoints, that's probably no longer possible when you're in PA school. Okay, there's so much information that you'll be given. They're not going to always slow down for you. That once in a while they will, but it's just so much information. You just will be writing forever if you're trying to write down all your notes. And a lot of times the notes are pretty much given to you, by the instructor on a PowerPoint. But it's good to, you're gonna need a laptop. Most programs gonna require you to have a laptop. I brought a MacBook Pro with mine, and you just type out your notes as you go along with class with the PowerPoint. That was my way during class, um, of taking notes. Now, as far as when you're at home, or what you could do to prepare and study and everything, with that. First, PA school is different from undergrad. You know, In undergrad, you're kind of doing your own thing. You're going to class, you're going to different classes, you're seeing different people, different groups of people in each of your classes, and you're taking your own notes and studying as on your own and doing your own thing. In PA school, everybody is in the same boat. Everybody is in the same struggle. So um, people are more open to share each other's notes, and that's what in my class we shared notes, we shared study guides. It's good that you become friends with all your classmates, and become friends with some of the upper class former class members of the program, uh, because they're very useful too. They have already been through the didactic year, so they might have some good notes and know what and what not to study. And it's good to make friends with some of the upperclassmen as well. And they'll possibly have some good study guides that you can use as well. So it's different from undergrad. Undergrad, you want to keep your notes to yourself. You're in, you know, you got your own thing going on. PA school, everybody is sharing and open to the sharing method as far as study guides, notes, charts, anything you can get that can help you study. At least for me, was good. Um, so don't be shy from that. Don't think it's a competition, because it's not. It is not a competition. Everybody is struggling. So make friends with everyone. So that's one thing. Share study guides, share notes. Be open to that. Along with that, study groups was very helpful for me. Maybe 4 or 5 of us would get together, maybe just three, and and we always had this routine right before an exam was coming up. That's when we knew what days and how much time beforehand to get together, and we would get together out of class, or we meet up at somebody's apartment or in the library, and we kind of would just bounce around things and or go over the study guides together and kind of talk about it. Um, a lot of times we would do what was called rapid fire, where we would kind of just throw questions at each other, or questions that we might think would be on the exam, and we just shoot questions to each other, and that was very helpful, because a lot of times when we go take that exam and we see that question on there, and something would just come to mind that we remember thinking about, or even joking about, or kind of making up an acronym for something, and that would you know jump in my memory and help me on the exam. So study groups are good. Okay. um, a lot, and again, like I said, you're going to be getting a lot of information. So you're going to be having a medicine class maybe in the morning, then a pharmacology class at noon, and then a anatomy class later on in the day, and that's just one day. Um, and this information is coming at you at different periods of their course. So the first month of didactic year is just going to be information. You're just going to be get thrown a lot of information at you. Once that month is over and exams start to kick in, and your anatomy exam is coming on a Thursday, but your medicine exam is on a Tuesday before that. So you have 2 exams in that week on different information. It can get pretty stressful, and you have to be prepared. So after you take your medicine exam Tuesday, you have 2 days to get ready for your anatomy exam. For me, it was hard to try to get too far ahead and study for that anatomy exam before I had another exam before that. It's you got to know how to manage um, your schedule of studying. So you got to kind of get into a routine. In the beginning, it might be difficult, but once you get a routine going, um, it can be good for you. So study groups, sharing notes with each other. Um, Let me think. So as far as books are concerned, okay, so PA programs will recommend books. My program didn't really require textbooks; they pretty much recommended books. So that was strange. That was a little bit different for me. I was really expecting I have to get like these certain books. It's almost like you find your own uh, books to help you study or whatever you need to do. But they will recommend books. One book that I think all PAs recommend, all PA students, is Pants Pearls. Okay, it's this book. As I mentioned in my other video, it's a very thick book, probably about, I don't even know how many pages, 1,000 or something. No, not 1,000. About 500 something pages, but it's a pretty decent, pretty good read. It's not too difficult. It's not dry. It's a lot of like the basic um, information that you will definitely always will need. And it includes a lot of buzzwords. Buzzwords are something that just comes to mind when you know. Remember what the buzzword is. You know what the disease is, or you know what the treatment is, or you just know what it is. There's certain words that are universal and that they call buzzwords that'll help you remember certain conditions in medicine. So this is good for medicine. Okay, this is good for your clinical medicine class, as well as your just overall knowledge um, of being a PA as far as diagnosis and treatment and stuff. There's other books out there that you will probably be recommended in different programs, but this book is the absolute Bible that you will always will need. I don't want to get into every single book that I had in my program, because some I used a little bit more than others. Some I didn't really use at all. That there's a book called Current that pretty much has every single detail, but it's a huge book, and I had it on digital, so I don't even know how thick it is, but I just know there's thousands of pages. But it's pretty dry too, so I recommend Pants Pearls first and foremost. Also, there's apps that are helpful to with studying, and what I use was Lang, Lange, and let me see if I can open it up really quick. All right, so there's two apps for it. There's a Lang. It's one that has questions, and there's another one that is for flashcards. Okay, so the flashcards are pretty good. They're about $30 for each app, but the flashcards one is pretty good. It has different conditions, and it has a breakdown of everything that you need to know about it. The questions also come in handy because it kind of shows you what your exam might look like, and how to apply the basic information into a question, because this is just information. Your exams will probably be given scenarios, and you have to kind of formulate and be a critical thinker in selecting the right answer. Again, all these exams are timed, and that is to help you prepare for your board exam. And you take probably through the whole course of just the first year about 90 something exams. Okay, that's just the first year. Clinical year is a little bit different. It's not as many exams. I'll probably make a separate video on that, but that is pretty much everything that I could think of for didactic year as far as the necessities. I mean, there's other tools, plenty of other tools out there that you could use to study. There's a lot of different websites. A good website is Trust Me, I'm a PA Student, has some study guides and a lot of different things that you could use, but I highly recommend Pants Pearls. That's the older version. I think there's a newer version, but the information is pretty much the same. So get together with your classmates, study groups, and share notes. Okay, share study guides. Also, another thing, as you go and take exams, if you have difficulty with your exams, Your school should have tutor sessions that are very helpful, and usually, at least with my program, we had an upperclassman run our tutor sessions, and um, he or she would just go over everything in that particular exam that you have coming up, and they have all their notes and charts, and they'll go over everything that you want to go over and talk to you about it, and it'll be just one big study group, all talking together. So take advantage of your tutor sessions whenever available as well. So right now I can't really think of anything. I just decided to make this video on a late night, and if I forgot something, I apologize. If anything, I'll bring it up in a different video. But again, subscribe, Matt JJPA, and thanks for watching again.